Okay, so this is going to be a video. I think I made one on this, but it is in regards to, I think it's in Matthew. It's one of the most scariest verses in the Bible. A lot of people will quote is, Jesus says, "Depart, you evildoers of iniquity, I know you not." Or, "I never knew you, depart, you doers of iniquity." Because they'll say, "Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy?" Not everyone who says, "Lord, Lord," to me on that day will enter. For they'll say, "Did we not prophesy? Did we not heal? Did we not cast out demons in your name?" He'll say, "Depart, I never knew you, ye evildoers." Right? And people are like, "Oh no, what does that mean? Does that mean that I can't, do it?" No. The reason those people were rejected, right, and cast out, in case you're wondering, I'm just picking some clover, because you can make honey out of it. Believe it or not, make clover honey with roses. It's actually pretty good. Anyways, as I was saying, see, got a handful of clover. People will quote that, and they'll be like, "I hope Jesus never says that to me when I get there." Well, I'm here to put your mind at ease. What he's talking about is if you read the passage and you read the verse very carefully, okay? And I mean read it very carefully. What were they doing? "Lord, Lord," right? "Did we not prophesy? Did we not heal? Did we not cast out demons in your name?" Right? Well, that's why. They're relying on their works, right? They didn't believe in Jesus Christ and his sacrifice on the cross. Right? They didn't believe that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and life, and acknowledge him as Lord over their lives and follow him, right? That's why they're rejected. You see, when you're born again, yes, you'll, as you follow God, the works of your life and the fruits will pour out, right? But if you just rely on those to get in, like these people did, that's why he said, "Depart, I never knew you." Because they didn't say, because we're all going to get there someday, okay? And we will. It's an appointed day. You can't dodge it. You can't get out of it. You're going to die someday, okay? People don't want to hear that, but guess what? You're going to die. And after you die is judgment. Okay, this is right in scriptures. You are going to stand before God. And you will have to, he will ask you questions. People are like, "Oh, I'll ask God all sorts of questions when I stand before him." And you ain't going to be saying nothing to him, okay? He's going to be asking you the questions you're going to be answering. Or you're going to be laying flat on your face on the, freaking throne room floor, and you're going to be so petrified you can't even look at him. That's what's going to happen. You're going to ask him nothing. He's going to be asking you the questions. And he's going to say, "Why should I let you in here? Why should I let you enter heaven?" Right? And these people said their works, right? They were relying on doing works to get to heaven, which doesn't work, right? And that's why. So when you're there, this is the answer you're supposed to give, okay? I'm going to tell you, all right? This is the answer I'm going to give him when I stand before him, okay? It is, "I'm not worthy to enter heaven, Lord. But Jesus Christ, your son, died on the cross for me, and I believed in him. And it's through his blood and his sacrifice that I believed in him and acknowledged him as Lord, that I can enter through his blood, through what he did." And you'll be let in, right? Because that's the proper answer. It's through Jesus Christ. He says, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father except through me." And when you hear the passage, people will quote it to try and scare you into, doing stuff. But the people it's referring to are ones that rely on works alone to get into heaven, okay? And that doesn't work, okay? "For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, but the gift of God," see, gift, which is free, is salvation. You just have to accept it. And that means acknowledging Jesus Christ, sacrifice on the cross, acknowledging him as Lord in your life, and surrendering your life to him, and believing that. And if you do, you will be born again, and you will get into heaven, right? But if you just go out and rely on your works, "Oh, I tithe, I go to church, I pray over these people, I do this and I do that," and that's great. But if that's what you think is going to get you into heaven, you're dead wrong, my brother and sisters. You are so deceived. Your works count as nothing. Okay, there's only one reason and one way Jesus died on the cross. If there was any other way to get to heaven, right? If there was any other way to get there, Jesus wouldn't have died on that cross, right? He wouldn't have. But that was the only way. That means Jesus is the only way. I don't care about these other religions, this technology to prolong your life or whatever they have out there. The only way through Jesus Christ and his sacrifice on the cross. There's no other way to get to heaven. You can try all these other religions. You can go around and try all this stuff. But until you acknowledge him as Lord of your life, and until you surrender fully to him and become born again, you will not enter heaven. Okay? You will not. And doing works isn't enough. It's that sacrifice. You have to believe in what he did because he did it because that was the only way. Right? He wouldn't have come, suffered, died, and was hung on a tree with all the sins poured on him if there was another way. There wasn't. That was the only way. So if somebody says, oh, you can get to heaven doing this or doing works, or if you tithe so much money, they're an apostate and they're lying to you. And they should be called out on it. And they should repent and turn back to God. And maybe they're not even really saved themselves if they believe that. Because works will not get you into heaven. Okay? And that verse, people will quote it out of context to try and scare you, right? But I'm here to tell you, is people relying on their works to get into heaven, right? But if you believe in Jesus Christ and his sacrifice, you get into heaven. That's how you get in. Surrendering, acknowledging him, becoming born again of the Spirit, right? That's how you get into heaven. If you don't do that and don't accept that, then you can try every other way, but you're going to die and face judgment. And I'm sorry to say, but there's only one place for you where you're going to go if you don't repent and you haven't gone through Jesus Christ as the only way. You're going to go to hell. People don't want to hear that. People don't want to say it to you, but I love people, and I'm going to let you know straight up truth that if you are not born again, you're going to hell. And there's just no way to get out of it. That's where you're going. People need to know. And that's why, if you don't watch the channel, I share with you because you have to know. It is very important. Time is getting lower each day. The countdown is getting lower each day. To Jesus returns, he could be coming back whenever. We don't know when. He could come back tomorrow. He could come back a year from now, 20 years from now. He could come back in 3 hours. We don't know. Right? So we have to repent while you can. Right? I've had other videos on this about repenting because it won't always be open. Right? There will come a time when that repenting is unavailable, and then you'll only have one choice. You'll face the long dark of hell by yourself. Because I don't think you're going to have a big party and be there with other people. Because it is pitch black, a nasty place. It was never made for humans. It was made for the devil and his angels. And when you get there, it's not going to be a big party with your friends like people believe. And, oh, I'm going to see everybody. And you ain't going to see nothing. You're in pitch black. Plus, you're in eternal torture and burning. Okay? You're not going to be enjoying yourself. It's eternal separation from God. It is absolutely horrible. And I wouldn't wish it on the worst enemy or person. Okay? So when people say, I wish you'd, go to hell, I absolutely would not say that to somebody. Because that is not something you would wish on anybody, even your worst enemy. I wouldn't wish anybody to be there. I would want everybody to repent and turn to God. But if you don't, that's where you're going to go. And there's no way to get out of it. So repent, and give your life to God, and enter that way. Don't rely on your works, because works are not enough. And works will not get you into heaven. So just, when people quote that verse at you, just remember what it really means. Those people were relying on their works, okay? They didn't rely on Jesus Christ and his sacrifice. So, I'll leave the video off here. And study the scriptures and read them so you're not easily deceived by people. This has been a voice in the wilderness, soldier, bondservant of Christ, signing off. If you ever see this, have a blessed day or night. Stay safe in these dark, crazy times. And I'll see you in the next one.